Hey Instagrammers, my name's Dave and I wanted to show you my Vibe Seaghost 130. It's a 2018 model. I was going to take you a walk through and show you what all I did to it. So we'll start with the back. I have a 55-pound thrust trolley motor that I got from Island Hopper out of Florida. And it works pretty good. The install was really clean. These are the attachment points to these blocks that attach to the kayak. And then the foot pedals, I made a little mod. They had some kind of cheap plastic clips that actually broke on me, and if they break and you're out in the middle of the lake, there's no way to crawl back here and reattach them. So I got these Nite Ize like figure 8 carabiners that attach the cable to the mechanism that turns the motor. So that worked out really well. They don't slip anymore. And this right here is it attaches to a cable so I can lift the trolling motor for launching and recovering the kayak. And then this Mamba Wamba is my lithium ion 100 amp hour battery to drive the trolling motor and my fish finder. I want you to know that I had all this done. Well, I did the trolling motor, but if you see this wiring here that I had that done by Matt at Headwaters Kayak in Lodi, California. I don't know if we can clean that up any because of all the sources of wires that got to come to this battery. It doesn't really look that clean, but it's functional and it works fine, and I'm not really gonna mess with it anymore, so it's good enough for now. And then I bring my lunch and a couple of beers on the water with me in my Yeti cooler. And here's my Yak Attack backpack with all my gear inside. Right now I carry 5 rods with me when I go out on the water. And here is a Railblaza Boom for my GoPro that attaches down in the track right there. And then the GoPro mounts up here at the top. And one of the things that Matt did for me yesterday, I'll shoot it from the other side. He installed my power source down there. There's actually 2 USB and these are high-speed chargers, so it'll keep my GoPro running all day, and if I needed to charge my phone or whatever I might need, I can plug in any USB device right there. And then I redid, this is a 2018 model, but I bought the new handles for the 2019s. And they're much more comfortable. They're bigger and they're softer. You can get a good grip on them. And another thing I did is I bought this lumbar support. Greg Blanchard gave me the idea in his comments section on one of his videos that he was using this. So I bought one, and man, it makes a big difference. It really feels good sitting in this thing. And then here's the new 2019 center console. And I've tried a couple of different consoles in the past, but none of them fit as well as this one does and is as functional. I absolutely love it. It was only $79 from Vibe, and when they had them in stock, I had it in less than a week, but they're so popular, they're already out of stock again. This is my speed controller for my trolling motor that fits in the track mount right there. And here is my new, see if we can get a picture of it, my new Helix 8 Humminbird fish finder. And this thing is absolutely gorgeous. I spent a lot of money on this thing, but the reason I did is I had a Helix 7, but because of the way the Vibe mount is for the transducers, we couldn't take advantage of the side imaging function on the fish finder. And I tried a couple of different ways to do it, but it just wouldn't work because the older Humminbird fish finders use a square transducer, but the new one, like the Helix 8, uses a long skinny one, kind of shaped like a banana. So what we were able to do is we went to BurleyPro out of Australia, and I'll show you, I'll get down here. And BurleyPro developed a cover for the transducer, and it has holes, I don't know if you can see those or not, oh there they are, that allow the signal to get through the bottom of the kayak, and now I will get full side imaging out of the bottom of my kayak for my fish finder, which I think is just cool as heck. So I'm really happy to have that. And like I said, Matt at Headwaters Kayak, he did all this for me yesterday, installed the new fish finder, took the old one out, installed the new cover. And I wanted to show you, I did this one by myself a couple of months ago. I saw on YouTube that there was a mod out to use wire leader instead of like the paracord for the pedal cord. So I went to 210 pound Berkeley metal leader, and it works really well. There's no give in it whatsoever. I would just caution you that if you see this piece right here in the corner, right here, that piece, that little skinny piece right there actually broke while I was out in the middle of the Delta, and the cord came unhooked and I couldn't turn. So I was able to get out on the shore and reattach it good enough for me to get back home. And then yesterday, Matt came up with this idea, and he just screwed this, we unhooked it from the broken part, and he screwed this little connector onto the front with the loop, and now it'll never break again. So that's awesome. And I was the one that actually broke that. The mod didn't break it, I actually broke that. You can actually see the little crack right there in the side of it where it came out. So I didn't put the other connector on that side. I think it's fine for now. And if it does, then we'll go ahead and put the other connector on. And then this is a battery monitor, which is absolutely awesome. This thing will connect to my iPhone, and it'll tell you how many amp hours you have left in the battery, and it'll even give you distance based on the distance that you've already traveled and the speed of your motor. So if you are on a big lake, a big body of water like Lake Oroville or Clear Lake, and you're traveling all the way across the lake and you're wondering if you have enough power to get home, that app connected to this monitor will tell you, so you never get yourself stuck. So I love that thing. And then one of my old mods was this, I had this connected to the fish finder before Matt rewired it for me. So I had a USB charger, I had a switch here, and I had a, this is a cigarette lighter port, and I had a 10 amp hour battery in the forward hatch. This is the new 2019 hatch with the new waterproof bag inside of it, which I think is very cool. But underneath that, I used to have a box, which I think I can show you. Maybe not. I had a box with the 10 amp hour battery in it that ran the fish finder, and Matt suggested that because this fish finder is so big with so many options on it, that you may need more than 10 amp hours to run it all day. So that's why we connected it to the big battery, which I know that thing's never going to run out. So that's why we did that. And then I was going to show you one other thing. When I first bought my kayak, my Vibe kayak, I bought one of these cart trolleys for it. And as much stuff as you can tell that I put on my kayak is really, really heavy. The kayak itself is 75 pounds. The battery is 35 pounds. And then when the poles and the backpack, black pack, and all the other accessories, I don't know how much I'm pushing, but it's heavy. And this thing, I know you're not supposed to store, and I don't usually store my kayak on the trolley, but even when I'm loading up at the ramp, the tires will go flat. And you can imagine that you get this thump, thump, thump trying to get up and down the ramp, and it just makes it really, really difficult using this trolley. So I bought I think they are made by Railblaza, the C-Tug. They're the ones that are like black and green, and they have tires that won't go flat. Cost me about $139 on Amazon. It's going to be delivered today, so I'm going to use it this weekend when we go to Brandon Island in the Delta, and I'll report back and let you know how well the newer trolley does while launching and recovering the kayak at the boat ramp. So, well, that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you my setup. I'm completely thrilled with it. I can't say enough good things about Dan and Matt and Josh and Bill over at Headwaters Kayak in Lodi. I bought my original kayak from them way back last September, but my house burned down in the campfire and the kayak burned up with it. So in January, we went back to Dan and bought new ones, and he helped rig them up. Matt, I think Josh did the first rigging, and then back this time yesterday, Matt did the rest of the rigging and the wiring. I mean, there's a lot of electrical stuff going on in this thing, and they were able to do it and do it like pros, and they don't mess around. I think Matt was on this thing for like 3 hours yesterday and knocked it out, even skipped his lunch to get me out so I live about an hour and a half away from Lodi. These guys are awesome. They really care about their customers, and if you can follow them on Instagram or their YouTube channel, Dan's very active in doing reviews and just telling about the goings on the shop and what they're involved in. So I can't say enough good things about them. So anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.